elements that impact the pricing of petroleum products. We believe that in order to be sustainable, the prices must reflect the cost of the product, but we must do everything that we can to ensure that products remain affordable. These are the two key elements for us: affordability, but sustainability. Have I answered your question?
Yes, you have. You have answered my question, and thank you. Let's move on. And having a functional refinery, everyone will say, as a thing of joy. We've been talking about even rehabilitating our existing refineries. But the challenge also around crude oil supply has come on board again. Let me ask you how you would react to the Naira for crude deal as instituted by the federal government.
So, let me start by agreeing with you. Having local refineries is a thing of joy. The day that we wake up and all four NNPC refineries are working, the Dangote refinery is working, the Broad refinery is working, all the model refineries are working, Nigeria wakes up to becoming the refining hub for Africa, I think it would be a great day. It would be a great day for everybody. This is what we have been looking forward to because of the value we would have added to fully beneficiating the crude oil in Nigeria. Now, what this requires is careful planning. What this requires is alignment of policy in such a way that everybody who is producing crude in Nigeria is encouraged by the economics to refine them in Nigeria. If I understand correctly, the deal that NNPC has entered with Dangote is that NNPC will refine its crude at the Dangote refinery. There will be an exchange. This is the value of the crude I have given you, which will be stated in Naira terms. And on that basis, Dangote will give NNPC what product it's looking for, whether it is PMS, petrol, or AGO. You know, there are several ways to fully optimize a refinery. Many Nigerians will not know that when refining first of all started in Nigeria, the refinery in Port Harcourt was owned by Shell. And every other marketer used to take its crude to the Shell refinery in Port Harcourt and refine it there and take the refined products and sell within Nigeria or do with it what it wanted. So it's like going to the market. You take your cassava, you buy your cassava, you take to the cassava grinder, it grinds it for you, and then you do what you want with the guy. The guy belongs to you. In refining, we call that toll refining. NNPC, for instance, used to take his crude to Ivory Coast and used to refine it there and come back with the refined products. So there are the advantages to that, for instance, is the working capital refinery needs is reduced, but we all benefit from the full capacity utilization of the refinery. So what the government has done is welcome. There are several other ways that we can take advantage. There are quite a number of Nigerians and foreigners, IOCs, who explore and produce products in Nigeria. If we can encourage them to refine those products in Nigeria, they would add value to their businesses and they would make a higher return on their investments. So it's a good deal. It's a good approach the government has taken. But in this business, this complicated business, there are other ways to also take fuller advantage and to move the refineries towards fuller capacity utilization.
Brilliant. Mr. Isong, let's talk about the price now. 900 naira, in some cases 1,000 naira for a liter of petrol. Does it mean that with this calculation, subsidies gone outrightly now? or do we still have any shortfall we have to manage moving forward?
Well, it depends on what you call subsidy. If we agree that petroleum pricing is international, then the price at which we are buying a product from TVC is subsidized. Subsidized by who? By NNPC, perhaps. Because the cost of the product, whether they are buying from Dangote or they are importing, I'm sure they have a basket average cost. What they are selling to us is probably below that average cost. So there is some element of subsidy. It's less now, but it still exists. I think we need to tell ourselves that truth. The elements change. Remember, I told you at some point in time, in this month that we're still in, that the benchmark price for PMS started low, went up, and came back down. And the exchange rate also started low, went up, and came back down. These elements continue to move. So the price of PMS into tank continues to move. And so what that means is the subsidy is variable. Sometimes it is higher, sometimes it is lower. But as at this morning, when I look at the numbers, there is an element of subsidy.
I like that. I like that. Let's tell ourselves the truth and know where we are headed with this. I think there's just the disparity maybe is not as much as it used to be. Maybe that's where we are headed, but we need to really understand this. But let me now ask, will this not affect the positives of the PIA? Because, you know, we're talking about full deregulation, and I'm also worried about volume. We're also managing that because we still know that smuggling is happening somehow, somewhere.
You are right, Tolu. The truth is, for as long as we continue selling the petroleum product in Nigeria at below the international price, there will continue to be leakages of the product across the border. Across the border, the product is as high as 2,000 in some countries, 2,000 naira when you convert to naira. So there are things that we can do, that we must do within the country to increase our productivity, for instance, as a country, which will reduce the exchange rate, which is one of the elements of arriving at the price. What we are doing as MEMAN, we started publishing using some key assumptions into our members' facilities, the landed cost of PMS, the landed cost of AGO, the diesel, the landed cost of ATK, so that we can analyze clearly the opportunity cost of the prices at which we sell products. We believe, though, that deregulation of prices was not something that was going to happen in a day. It's a process. It continues to evolve. And at some point in time, it will converge. We will have a situation in which sustainability, meaning selling products and recovering costs by all players, including NNPC, would be a goal which has been achieved for NNPC, which is a very important part of our economy, but for the Nigerian state and the Nigerian people.
Well, before I let you go, energy transition is key, and everyone is talking about it. What options do we have? We see that move around CNG, LPG for gas, for cooking, and all that. EVs now for vehicles and all of that. What is MEMAN doing to also help sensitize and enlighten Nigerians that cleaner energy, that's the way to go? We need to adopt cleaner energy sources.
So let me first of all start by saying that oil and gas is and will remain a very key aspect of our economy as a country. And for us in the business, the foundation of our business, it is the reason why we exist. It is our primary earner. But having said that, Nigeria is, to all intents and purposes, energy poor. The access to energy for millions of Nigerians remains challenging. So every opportunity we have as a country to take advantage of the almost limitless energy sources God has given us, whether we're talking about the sunlight we enjoy in this country, which allows us to benefit from solar energy, or the rivers and waters, which allow us to benefit from dams, or the wind energy, or the gas. We say that Nigeria is essentially a gas country. So whether it is LNG or CNG or LPG, all are opportunities for us to shore up the gap that exists, especially for those who don't have access to energy. In MEMAN, we have set up a competency center for the industry, and that competency center is partnering with quite a number of firms, businesses, entities in the energy space in order to promote other forms of energy. For instance, we partner with US Grains in order to explain what we can do with biofuels. Biofuels, I want you to imagine a world in which all the excess corn we can produce in Nigeria, all the excess cassava, all the excess grain in Nigeria, we encourage farmers to farm, and then we can convert that to ethanol or other forms of agro-processing or energy. Those are opportunities for us as a country. The same with solar. We have lots of the competency center, the MEMAN Industry Competency Center, works with those who are in this part of the business, training, sensitizing the public as to the use of solar energy. We work quite often with Clement Bank, for instance, whose entire head office building, it's a skyscraper, 17 floors, I believe, has solar. In our office too can run 100% on solar, for instance. We partner with NNPC Retail, with others, in order to push the adoption of CNG, and we work with government, the PCNG initiative. We work with them to sensitize the public as to the opportunities which exist to utilize gas. So the competency center, housed by MEMAN, is quite often on the air, organizes workshops and seminars, and looks for partners in order to generate interest and help bring access to energy for the millions of Nigerians who don't have access to that energy.
Well, before I let you go, let's have an outlook for the entire sector. Crude supplies, downstream issues. What are your expectations moving forward?
Well, I think there are a lot of positives. We are, as an industry, excited with the coming on board of the Dangote refinery. Do not take the big bus that you have heard in the news to be negative. It's just negotiations taking place, which should have been done behind closed doors, which are happening in the, I would say, the market space. MEMAN encourages a consultative assembly to help in the governance of the industry, so that like you have with the Bankers Committee of the Central Bank, where the evolution of that industry is discussed. That is why your banking apps and your online access to banking, and it is all planned and discussed, and costs discussed, and we've also discussed behind the scenes at a forum that is created and managed by the regulator, the central bank. We think that would be useful for us. Let us sit together and plan together all energies and see what role all the energies can play. But with AFTA in place, I think it's positive. We're heading in the right direction. We're looking forward to the day that all the refineries in Nigeria will be doing well. We are an organization that loves competition. Competition is key. Most people don't like being told what to do. Free will, freedom of choice. Everybody benefits from competition. You have innovation, you have lower prices, you have better quality services. That focus on competition, whether it is competing within the same solar or within the same oil and gas or within the same gas, or it is a competition across energies, what it does is that it forces the of those energies to be at their optimal best, as well as it forces the quality of the service and innovation to serve the customer best. So I think altogether it's positive. We're heading in the right direction as a country.
I must thank you so much for starting the week with us. Mr. Clement Isong is the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria. Have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, coming up next on the show, another interesting conversation. We explore business opportunities. Yes, some are existing already. Bilateral relations with the Netherlands, as well as market opportunities. Consul General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Lagos, Mr. Michel Delin, is live in the studio. After this break, we'll get talking. Don't go away.